Hello guys, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time here, I'm Vincy. Welcome to the family. If you haven't yet subscribed and you're watching my video, subscribe down below, okay? And welcome to the family. Remember yesterday when I posted the video about the 3 scandals that happened in Ghana this week? I think I put out the video a bit too fast. There is a new scandal, 4 scandals. And it's only Friday. We still have 2 days to go. Yesterday, right after I uploaded my video. And in that video, I talked about a second story of this politician who was arrested at the airport who was involved in the romance scam. Apparently, the FBI was indeed watching. And yesterday, there were some arrests made in the US. Please, those who live in Ohio, the Ghanaians living in Ohio, please come to the front. What is going on over there? Is there something in the water? Because I don't understand. You know what? Let me share the story first before I talk about what is going on in Ohio. So 2 Ghanaians were arrested yesterday in the US, and they are social media influencers or socialites called Arrangement and Lancaster. So why were they arrested? They were arrested by the FBI. That means they did something very serious. They got arrested when they entered the US. So allegedly, they flew there to collect $2 million. U.S. Attorney's Office has unsealed an indictment against them. I'm going to read in full details what the indictment is about. It's quite long, that's why I have my glasses, because I want to be able to read clearly. But before I read that indictment, because this story doesn't start with them. We've been here before. Remember Hajia for real? We'll get there too. But let me first read the US indictment against them. I went to justice.gov. I'm going to put the link in the description below. If you want to read it on your own time, you can do that. A press release from the United States Attorney's Office. Ghanaian nationals indicted for romance fraud scams. So it says case is one of several highlighting criminal patterns targeting older Americans. 2 brothers from Ghana and a woman from the US have been indicted for allegedly being part of a criminal network that devised romance fraud schemes to obtain money from victims by mostly targeting elderly in the United States. An indictment was recently unsealed in United States versus Jamel Abubakari and others, charging the following 3 individuals with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and money laundering. When you go to the website, they don't only list the names of these individuals, they list all their AKAs, and they also list the names that they are popularly known for on the internet. When I say the FBI is watching, hey, like they know everything about you. Remember in my previous video when I was warning people that whatever you are doing, you better stop because they're going to catch you. They even know their nicknames. Anyways, let's go on. Jamal Abubakar, aka Jamal Abubakar, aka Arrangement, 22 years old. The second person is Kamel Abubakari, aka Kamel Abubakar, aka Landcaster. He's 22 years old. So Jamal and Kamel, aka Arrangement and Landcaster, are twins. And the last person indicted was Amanda Joy Opoku Boache, aka Amanda Joy Gloom, aka aka Joy Casey Bierman, 53 years old. And all the 3 defendants were arrested in Virginia and remain in custody pending federal court proceedings. So it talks about them being involved in the scheme from July 2024 to April 2026. And they targeted older Americans using dating websites, social media platforms, yada, yada, yada. You already know what they usually use to engage in romance fraud scheme. So they create, their fake personas to establish personal relationships, and often it starts as a romantic relationship, and then they mislead the people asked for money to be sent through wire transfer. And yeah, so this is what was happening. The website also says that this is a series of cases related to this matter which had also been charged conspiracies tied to Ghana. The US has assigned a district judge to coordinate proceedings specifically for Ghana. There has been numerous cases that they found a need to have one judge to oversee all these cases. That is serious. Like they probably have a map, drew everything on the board, look at what was happening, and were like, you know what? We're going to just dedicate this specific judge to oversee all these cases. It's a syndicate, right? They say while many defendants in those matters are pending trial or sentences, nine people have already pleaded guilty, collectively sentenced to 50 years of imprisonment. So the 50 years doesn't mean that one person got the 50 years, right? Collectively, maybe this person, actually I have the breakdown. One person got 108 months in prison and was ordered to pay back about $3.3 million. Another person got 71 months in prison and nearly $400,000 in restitution. I mean, that is more durable than $3.3 million. Where are you going to get that money from? The last person got 71 months and over $1 million in restitution. They pleaded guilty. What are the conditions in pleading guilty? Well, the terms of a plea agreement, the first thing is obviously you have to say, yes, I did it. Whatever you said I did. Voluntarily accepts that you are guilty. So the government has to also prove to the courts that, okay, whatever he said he did it with evidence. Usually, the FBI will probably have a lot of evidence to present. You look at the evidence and be like, okay, yeah, bro, I did it. Okay, next. Based on that, the prosecutor, who is the person bringing all the facts, all the information about you, would accept to recommend a lower sentence for you. You also waive the rights for an appeal. Appeal is if you go to jail and you want to say, oh, I want my sentences to be reduced based on this or based on this good behavior or stuff like that. You waive that right to do that. And the last one, which is optional, but I think that people offer that to get the reduced sentence, is cooperation. And that will require the defendant to cooperate with the prosecutor and say, okay, you know that person that you did this and this? Yeah, he has what you are looking for. Or something really tangible so that you are able to get this reduced sentence. And obviously, it's at the discretion of the judge to accept all this. If you have one judge who wants to do his job, finish everything all in time, you don't think he's going to accept, okay, yeah, fine, the prosecutor, yeah, we'll take the plea deal so that we can entry or more say, or so they use the small fish to catch the big fish. So if you go and take the plea deal and you give them all this information that is valuable to them, they can use that to catch another fish or a bigger fish. At the end, I'm going to give you a little bit information about the twins, okay? They're going to talk now about the other people that are already in this case. In United States versus Frederick Kumi, aka Emmanuel, so you're using two different names, aka Emmanuel Kojo Ba Opong, aka Abu Trika. Abu Trika is the most popular name that we know. He's currently having this court proceedings in Accra. And Daniel Yusuf, aka Dantani, aka Slab, Kumi 31 of Sweden, Ghana, and Yusuf 31 of Accra, Ghana, were charged in December with conspiracy to commit wire fraud and money laundering conspiracy. You know what is ringing in my head right now? I feel like this past week, there's just been arrests of the 1%. And I use that term loosely. But let's move on. Maybe at some point the restaurant prices will stabilize and the real estate prices will also stabilize after all this mess has been cleared. It also talks about another guy who I'm not really interested in. The defendants below are currently serving prison sentences after pleading guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud and money laundering conspiracy. Oh my god. Yeah, all Ghanaians. Oh, eesh. Dwayne Asafo Ije, 29, a Ghanaian, a citizen of Ghana, was sentenced to 71 months imprisonment, 3 years of supervised release, and ordered to pay $372,000, 943 in restitution. So, if you're not a citizen of the US, after you serve your sentence, they deport you back to your country. The next person, oh, it's a lady. Women in men-dominated field. Nana Adom, 30, of Akron and Columbus, Ohio, was sentenced to 71 months of imprisonment, 3 years of supervised release, and ordered to pay $1,079,559 in restitution. The next person, Ricardo, 46 years old, of Columbus, Ohio, was sentenced to 71 months of imprisonment, 3 years of supervised release, and ordered to pay $668,228 in restitution. There is another set of defendants. The defendants below is currently serving a sentence after pleading guilty to obstruction of justice. Nada Wasif, 31, of Brentwood, Tennessee, diversity, was sentenced to 12 months of imprisonment, 1 year of supervised release, and ordered to pay $172,644 in restitution. Additionally, Kelvin Asma, 28, a citizen of Ghana, was recently arrested after being charged in a second superseding indictment. What is superseding? Wait, it's a new indictment issued by a grand jury that replaces, amends, or adds to a previous indictment. In United States versus Otua Amponsa and others, the defendants below are currently serving prison sentences after pleading guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud and money laundering conspiracy. Otua Amponsa, 34, of Columbus, Ohio, was sentenced to 108 months of imprisonment, 3 years of supervised release, and ordered to pay $324,675 in restitution. Oh my god. Another person, another lady, Portia Joe, 28, of Columbus, Ohio. What is happening in Ohio? Was sentenced to 51 months imprisonment and 3 years supervised release, and ordered to pay a restitution of $2,035,438 in restitution. Another one, Anna Ponsa of Columbus, Ohio, was sentenced to 108 months of imprisonment, 3 years of supervised release, and ordered to pay $1,444,639 in restitution. Another person. Oh, wait, this person. Oh, the other Dwayne, the one I talked about, they repeated his name again. Okay. So we're going to move on from that. And then the last person, it's another woman. Hannah Adom, 27, of Akron and Columbus, Ohio, was sentenced to 71 months of imprisonment, 3 years of supervised release, and ordered to pay $278,894 in restitution. And they talked about another guy who had pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud They did all this in collaboration with the Ghanaian authorities. They did this in collaboration with the Ghana Attorney General's office. You know, the thing is, when you commit a crime in Ghana, people will talk. This person will tell this person, oh, what's it say? This person has done this. Now we are koka. Then the police, they have a lot of spies. You think that they are not working, but they see everything because people talk. In Ghana, we live in communities and we engage with each other. We don't have this individualistic culture. If something suspicious is going on, people will talk about it. And people talk to different people, and the police have spies. They always know what is going on. If the FBI and the US government is giving them pressure, they are going to release all of you. So if you are committing crime, you cannot hide. Let me tell you the Ghanaian bodies that were collaborating with the US. The Ghana Attorney General's Office, ECHO, I already talked about that in my previous video. The Ghana Police Service, the Ghana Cyber Security Authority, because they can track everything, like I said in my previous video. Ghana Narcotics Control Commission, Ghana Financial Intelligence Center. You have your blog money, you go and deposit it, and you don't care. You think nobody's watching. Also, I need to warn the people who live abroad. If somebody asks you to receive money for them, 5,000 euros, 10,000 euros, don't take it because you don't know where the money is coming from. And this is how, my friend wants you to send this money to me. Let me give you your bank account. You take they take your bank account information, they send you the money, and then you send it through one of these platforms. And they receive it there. You don't know that you're involved in some crime syndicate. And that's how people wind up in these kinds of chaos. So when someone is asking you, oh, let me use your PayPal to receive some money, and you get a share, don't do it because you are going to find yourself in trouble. And you are easier to even catch if you are in the US. I've also heard stories of people whose friends said, oh, let me send you 5,000 euros into your account, and their bank blocked them because that was like an illegal activity, because maybe in your bank account, the maximum is like maybe 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And then suddenly some 10,000 euros or $10,000 appears in your account. You don't think that's going to be suspicious? So if someone in Ghana is telling you that, oh, I have a friend here and they want to send me some money, can you let them pass it through your account so that you can just transfer it to me? Don't do it. Or they convince you that, oh, Charlie, I have this move. You can get 10%. If my friend is sending me something, or I'm doing something for them, so you just take the money. That's how you find yourself in trouble. Ghana Financial Intelligence Center, Ghana Immigration Service, because if you are flying, my God. If you're flying to whatever country, the Ghana Immigration Service, yes, hello, oh yeah, oh he just boarded a plane, he's coming to your end, so when he lands, just arrest him. Yeah. Oh, he left like 3 o'clock. Okay, sir. Yeah. Because the twins had this crazy audacity, right? What do they call them? Arrangements in Lancaster. If you go to, I was looking for them on Instagram. Actually, I didn't find their Instagram. So I went to TikTok to go and look for them. I found their TikTok. They have a massive following. They're always driving in the fancy cars and stuff. And apparently they started to make music. They were making like some trap music. If you don't know what trap music is, it's a type of hip hop music. If you see the lyrics, I'll put a link of the song in the description. I went to listen to some of the songs. I was like, what is this lyrics that they are singing? And I took screenshots of the lyrics. The grind can never stop. Shout out to my hood. You know how we came up. We're breaking the rules. We're breaking the laws. They can't stand us, and more and more and more. There was another song that they released last year. I had the lyrics here. It's like they want to be caught. First of all, they have this massive following on social media, driving all the cars and everything. They started to make music, and in the music, they were putting things there. So the other one was called Business in Business or something. This one is called WYFL. Chasing the dreams, beating the odds. Chasing the game, trying to beat. Chasing the game, trying to beat our case. Show no face, we lying low. That was what I found on their TikTok. So these two guys, they are the only famous ones that I know from the list that the US Attorney's Office released. In 2003, Haja Forel, who is another influencer, was arrested in the UK. And once this happened, she was extradited to the US for conspiracy to commit wire fraud and money laundering. So whatever she was doing, it was very similar to what I read before. She allegedly received over $2 million. We have a culture where people don't question people's wealth. They're like, oh, you're being jealous. Why do you want to bring down a rich man? Why do you want to bring people down? You don't question anything. And it's quite harmful because it affects the prices of everyday things. And this is why most of these businesses are tailoring their prices on these people and pricing you out of your own city. They are buying buildings in cash. And this is another video I want to make, but I'm going to talk about it now. The real estate agencies charge you $1 million for a house in East Legon, and they expect that you pay 50% upfront and pay the rest in 6 months. That is very unrealistic. And these kinds of payment methods have been so normalized. And it's not okay. And the reason this is happening is because of the influx of people making money in illegal ways and just destroying the real estate seas. Could be one of the factors. I'm just guessing. Anyways, she also pled guilty and served 1 year in prison. Right after she came back, last year, somebody was arrested. This year, multiple people have been arrested. They've all pled guilty. They've all accepted the plea deal. So, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, the streets will be cleaned. I don't know what is going to happen. But to end this, I want to say that the FBI is always watching. Whatever you put on social media, they even knew the nicknames of these guys. They are watching you. Your neighbors are telling the Ghana police. The Ghana police is working with the US government. You have to stop doing all these scams because even your computer is telling on you. The case from Aja Foro was 3 years ago, and the FBI is watching. They are very patient. They will gather all the information. And I think when it gets to the point where they're coming to arrest you, they probably put everything down. Oh, remember this text you sent? Remember this screenshot you sent? Remember you did this, you did that. So you just say, oh, okay, yeah, guilty. So yeah, the lifestyle is really good on Instagram, on TikTok, but when they catch you. Before I end, if you are living in Ohio, please tell me what is in the water. I went online to check like which state has the highest number of Ghanaians living there, right? It's not Ohio. It's not Columbus, Ohio. It's Virginia. First is New York, Virginia, New Jersey, Maryland. And in Ohio, when I looked, the population was way lower. The population was around 8,000 to 10,000 residents. But it didn't make it to the list of the top 3 cities or states with the highest number of Ghanaians. So what is happening in Ohio? Ghanaians, please, if you are living in Ohio, please tell me in the comment section what is going on. Let's be careful because the FBI is also watching. Yeah, so apparently the population in Ohio is rising because of migration. It's probably relatively cheaper there compared to New York, Virginia, or the other states. I would like to know, what is your reaction to this story? Are you surprised? Did you see this coming? If you are from Ohio, tell me in the comment section what's going on. What is the situation there? Drop all your comments down below. If you're living in Accra, how do you feel about all these developments going on? If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. You should subscribe because you're watching the video, you're not subscribing. I'm looking at you. I'll see you in the next one. Doei!